Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. This is Renegade Operative here, and I'd like to welcome you to my review of the PlayStation meeting for 2016. Now, the introduction of this meeting was exactly what I expected from predictions initially. I knew that the only time they would show any games of relevant substance was completely and absolutely for the sake of presentation. I would never hold this event in the same breath as E3 was. I think people just exaggerated and tried to hold this meeting as this grand event for exclusive games being brought to the forefront. There was already tons of burning misconceptions like rumors and things regarding Red Dead Redemption 2 or Red Dead HD. As much as I want that, as much as I would enjoy that concept, Rockstar Games has always been that game developer that has been a complete juggernaut of gaming. They really don't need other guys to promote their materials like E3 or Sony for that matter. These guys could live off all the royalties of GTA 5 for years to come, so to think that they would need Sony as a plateau for anything at this low-key event was just a little bit too absurd in my opinion. The presentation itself, however, started off excruciatingly slow. It was just padded with a lot of dull moments until we got to the hardware spectrum. This is where things started to pick up. This is where things started to get interesting, as the main attraction also showcased a slew of new games that also ran better, but of course the main event was the PlayStation Pro reveal. This is Sony's next middle-of-the-road upgrade for the PlayStation 4, and it's not meant to be an evolutionary leap in technology compared to how the Xbox Scorpio will pan out with its supposed 4K gaming perk. This is supposed to be 4K upscaled, and Sony said themselves that this is not a generational upgrade, so don't expect this to be akin to a PlayStation 5, if you will. However, there were some interesting bullet points to note. Also, FYI, the Neo was a much better and cooler codename. Starting off into bullet points, let's explain the advantages of the Pro over the original PlayStation 4, and let's explain some of the perks in general. Number 1, the PlayStation Pro will be $400. Number 2, Sony clarified that this is not meant to be a new generational leap with the PlayStation Pro. Number 3, the Pro does not support 4K Blu-ray discs. Number 4, the console's power is double compared to the standard PS4 with an increased clock speed and a stronger GPU. Number 5, this means better rendering, more stable frame rates, and smoother graphics. Number 6, 4K content is upscaled. Number 7, the PlayStation Pro supplements high dynamic range. Number 8, you'll be able to now broadcast streams at 1080 60 at launch. And number 9, you do not need a 4K TV to use the PlayStation Pro in general. The PlayStation Pro sounds exactly like what I thought it was going to be. A slightly better PS4 without much of a driving force behind it outside of the increased specifications. I'm glad it's not going to kill the current PS4 ecosystem as far as the accessibility to video games goes. You can still be able to play all your latest and greatest exclusives without lingering headaches as to what we thought about for months, about upgrading to an expensive TV or dealing with the segregation of new games entirely because of the new specs. Sony stated perfectly that the lines won't be too extremely blurred and you can still stick to your standard PS4. As far as my personal interest goes, I'm quite on the fence about this. On the one hand, I can get my standard PS4 fixed for cheaper, that is on the fritz right now, or I could simply just get a PlayStation Pro and enjoy the latest and greatest in terms of graphics and graphical fidelity being enhanced. But I hope Sony has mastered the lesson of horrible failure rates with the PlayStation Pro, because every time I tend to get a console near release, it always breaks down after a few months or a year. I think the Pro will just rely on personal interest when it comes to graphics with consoles. If you want to game on an increased graphical fidelity, and if you already own a 4K or HDR enabled TV, just keep into account this also factors in the price. If you have the money for the upgrade, then this might be a no-brainer to some people. But otherwise, if you're a consumer that wants something for a little bit cheaper with the same results, then you might want to stay with your standard PS4 or get a PS4 Slim, since that price cut is coming for the Slim and is going to be about $300 USD. Honestly, I don't want to turn this into a master race versus consoles argument, but my personal opinion is there's not much of an incentive to get a PlayStation Pro if you care about graphics and you have a PC. Honestly, it'd be set in stone for me to keep a PC over the PlayStation Pro if the incentive really was graphics. I think that the PC is the number one cutting edge contender in terms of customizing your graphical experience for how you wish. I don't think that recent denial of mod support truly helps Sony's case either in regards to this, but that's another topic for another day or another podcast in my instance. I think that the price is good for the PlayStation Pro, and I definitely think that'll be a lot more affordable considering I do believe that the Scorpio is going to make some wallets cry as soon as we get to a confirmation date because of the production values going into the Scorpio. Otherwise, this conference was particularly just okay. It was a grand pleasure to see Spider-Man and Horizon Zero Dawn in action, and they only served to look even more refined, hopefully on the newly updated PlayStation Pro. I wish they would have went into detail about how the more stable frame rate will factor into the equation. I feel as though there's some more crucial hardballs that need to be thrown in Sony's direction, and they need to answer some stuff about the frame rate, but overall I'm indifferent about getting a Pro. I think I'll save money and see what I can shake loose, but for now I'll award this conference a solid C-. Not too grand, but it filled in the blanks of what we needed to know for the PlayStation Pro for now. This is Renegade Operative signing off. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and the subject matter involved, and hopefully you'll find the full PlayStation Pro document in the description below. They had the full FAQ that Sony put up a couple of days ago. Once again, be sure to slap that like button, share the video, comment, and subscribe. Good shit. Take care.